Yes, मेरा स्क्रीन सबको दिख रहा है?
Yes, sir.
See, yes. So we have completed the ARM7. We have completed everything in the ARM7. That is module number 5. Module number 4 also we have completed, and 3 also we have completed. We'll be doing the memory system. We'll start from today. It will hardly take 2 or 3 lectures, or sometimes it may require 4 lectures. लेकिन 4 lecture तक नहीं जा पाएंगे हम. We will go with 3 lectures and we'll try to complete this. Okay. And for the last module, already I have given you the assignment. The assignment based upon the last module. For that, I have already asked you to refer the data sheets of these respective microcontrollers. NXP 89V51, Atmega 328, PIC 16F886, or else you can Google search. तो ये जो तीन माइक्रो कंट्रोलर है, उसका हमको क्या क्या पढ़ना है? सिर्फ हमको उसका फीचर्स पढ़ना है और हमको उसका इंटरफेसिंग पढ़ना है. ओके, सो एवरीथिंग आई हैव एक्सप्लेन यू कि आपको क्या क्या पढ़ना है. So related with that, you please try to understand the features and the interfacing by yourself and write down the assignment by yourself. If you're copying from here and there from your friends, then you are not, it is not going to help you out. If you are Google searching, if you are seeing the data sheets, okay, आप 2-3 जगह से पढ़ के लिख रहे हो, then it is well understood. Okay, so as I have already told you, this syllabus is formulated by myself and one of the professors from AC Patil College. So the intention to keep this last module is to give you the exposure to some other microcontrollers. EQ exposure है, because in your final year project, if you require this particular microcontroller is helpful for you to implement in your final year project, you can have the knowledge of this. Okay, so knowledge कौन से form में होना चाहिए? We do not want your knowledge in the form of pin diagram. We do not want your knowledge in the form of block diagram. We do not want your knowledge in the the programming form. No, we do not want. We want just features and the interface. Feature and the interface. But not more than that. Okay. So 6th module is the assignment question which I have given you. Please do that. Please do that. Okay. So we are switching to the last module which is remaining, the memory system. Being in the second year student, we have to understand what is the memory system, why we have to study this memory system, why it is so important. Okay, because you are handling many of the memory system in day-to-day life, but without the basic knowledge. Okay, so today we are going to see some of the basic memory system. So today I think I will be able to complete at least 2.1 and 2.2. So we are going to see the classification of memory, and in the form of primary memory and secondary memory, and the second one will be seeing about the types of semiconductor memories. Okay, so you must have heard many of the words previously also. You must have gone through the the knowledge of these memories, but then also today we are going to see. I am not going to take these memories in detail. I'll be giving you just a brief understanding of this. Okay, and at the last I will say, I will just tell you what things you should remember for each and every memory. Okay, so we will start with the memory system, and we will start with the classification of memory, primary and secondary memory. Okay, so I will explain this concept on the open board. Okay, there is important tree diagram to understand the different memory system. Okay, what is the memory system? This thing we are going to understand. So when you talk about the memory system, yes, so we have to understand what do you mean by memory system. Okay, now with reference to this microcontroller subject, what we have understood for the memory, what we have understood. Okay, so if I have to give you the brief understanding of a memory system, कि memory system क्या है और उसमें क्या क्या चीज होती है. So you take an example, a simple block diagram of a memory. You take a simple example of a block diagram of a memory. Okay, now there is a there are some slots are there. There are different slots. अब ये slot कितने रहने वाले, it all depends upon the capacity of the memory. It all depends upon the capacity of the memory which you are handling. Capacity of the memory. Okay, and I have told you, you have different capacities of memory. Okay, it can be 1 KB, it can be 2 KB, it can be 3 KB, okay, and so on and so forth. So depending upon the capacity of the memory, you have different slots. You have different slots. Okay. For example, if I'm giving an example that suppose this memory is of 8-bit. Suppose this memory is of 8-bit. That means 8-bit of data can be stored at each slot. So it is B0. This is B1. Then dot dot dot. It is B7. So there are 8 bits which can be stored in a single slot. Okay, the same thing is applicable for every slot. The same thing is applicable for the every slot. Then how do you identify the location, or how do you identify the slot? These identification of the slot is by the address. So we have an address memory. Or it is also called as address location. कि हमको कौन से एड्रेस लोकेशन से डेटा को एक्सेस करना है, okay. So if I'm talking about this bits, if I'm handling to 8 bits, then how many address locations I would have? That thing also I have explained you. So if I'm handling 8 bits, so 2 to the power of 8. What is 2 to the power of 8? It gives you the total number of memory locations. Yes, tell me what is 2 to the power of 8. Any one of you do the calculation in the calculator and tell me 2 to the power of 8.
256.
256, yes, 256 memory locations I would have. This is, you can start from 0, 1, 2, dot, 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 it is 255. So you have 256 total memory locations. Each memory location will have this 8 bits. And these 8 bits, one memory location is called as a register. This is called as a register. So if I have to tell me the size of register, you would say, sir, it is 8 bit. You would say, sir, it is 1 byte. Okay. So total number of address location depends upon the memory capacity which you are handling. It also depends upon the size of the register. It depends upon the how much data it can handle at a time. Okay, that means the handling capacity or the operation which is done in the ALU. Okay, so these are the different factors. Depending upon that, you have these address memory location. Okay, so this thing is with reference to the microcontroller, or it is applicable for microprocessor also. Okay, तो हमने ये पढ़ा. हमने नेक्स्ट चीज क्या पढ़ी है? हमने ये चीज देखा है कि योर मेमोरी कैन बी ईदर, इट कैन बी program memory, or it can be data memory. So depending upon what data is available in the memory, if it is the instructions, if it is the codes, or if there are codes which are stored in the memory, then we are accessing the program memory. And if we are having the data, okay, because this data would be required for processing, so these data are stored in the data memory. Okay, so we have program memory, or we also, and differently we also have data memory. So for program memory, we have already given, and it is called as a ROM, and for data memory we call it as a RAM. Program memory we call it as a ROM, and for data memory we call it as a RAM. Okay, so this knowledge already we have. Okay, now whenever you talk about the classification of memory, now the next thing is the classification of memory. So when you talk about the classification of memory, it is best understood by the tree diagram, because it will give you the holistic idea. At a glance, we'll understand what are this tree diagram. Okay, so classification of memory is important, because in your syllabus you have to understand what we have to understand. What is the maximum capacity? or what is the capacity range of any memory. So we should know the maximum capacity range. We should know, this is the important thing we should know. Then we should know some other important features. Then in terms of, the cost, you should know whether it is expensive or it is less expensive. Okay, so cost effective hai ya nahi hai, that also we should know. Okay, so maximum capacity memory of a memory, or you can say the storage capacity. तो हर एक मेमोरी के बारे में ये कुछ चीजें हैं जो हमको पता होनी चाहिए. ये कुछ चीजें हैं जो हमको पता होनी चाहिए. Okay, so when you go to the classification of memory, we will try to understand that how many types of memories we have, okay, and how they are classified. Okay, so in the next page I'll be able to give you that tree diagram. Okay, I will try to draw the tree diagram because it is a huge one, but I will try to show you that one. So if I'm writing down memory at the top, now this memory is particularly I'm talking about the computer memory. Okay, now this computer memory, if you talk, it is divided into two types. One is called as a primary memory, and the other one is called as a secondary memory. Now the question arises, why it is called as a primary and why it is called as a secondary memory. Now the primary memory, these are the memory which are directly connected with the computer. Okay, and as far as the primary memory is concerned, they are more faster. The speed is more faster, and they are as compared to the secondary memory. So what do you mean by secondary memory? Secondary memory are the memory which are not directly connected with the computer. If I'm talking about computer, it means your microprocessor, or it may be microcontroller. So if your memory is directly connected with the processor, then it is a primary memory. And if it is not directly connected, indirectly connected, then that memory we say as a secondary memory. Okay, so mostly the secondary memory is also called as auxiliary memory. Okay, so the secondary memory is also called as auxiliary memory. So whenever you talk about the primary memory and the secondary memory, the important thing is about the speed. So your primary memory accessing the speed is more. Okay, and in the secondary memory the speed will be less. But if you talk about the storage capacity, that is more important. But if you talk about the storage capacity, the storage is less in the primary, but secondary memory will have a larger storage capacity. Okay, we will see some examples under this, and that it will be more clear. So but just try to understand in terms of speed and storage the difference between the primary and the secondary memory. Then in the primary, if you talk, then in the primary we have two types of memory. One is called as cache memory. And the other one is called as the main memory. Cache memory and the main memory. Now we have separate, the subtopic about the cache memory. कैशे मेमोरी के लिए हमारे पास अलग सब टॉपिक है, so हमको कैशे मेमोरी को डिटेल में पढ़ना है. But just to give you the introduction of cache memory, this cache memory, the speed is fast, yes, but this cache memory has different functions. Other than storing the data, it has some other functions also. Okay, and this cache memory, it will save the data for lesser time. It will not store the data for longer time. It will store the data for shorter time. So the retrieval of the data. What do you mean by retrieval of the data? Once you store the data, you have to retrieve back the data. So the data has to be retrieved as early as possible. Okay, that means it saves the data for lesser time. So if I want to use that data, then that data has to be retrieved from the cache memory. But if you talk about the speed is faster. Okay. And something more about the cache memory. Actually, this cache memory, if you want to see the location, this cache memory is a path between. It is a path between the processor. It is a path between the processor and the RAM. It is a path. Here you have a cache memory, and this cache memory plays an important role between the processor and the RAM. So it is a path between the RAM and the processor. Okay. So this is the location where your cache memory will find out. Okay. लेकिन हम जब इसको डिटेल में पढ़ेंगे, that time it will be more clear. I'm just giving you the introduction of a cache memory. Okay. And other than storing the data for lesser time, it has some other functions also. तो वो function भी क्या है वो हम अलग से पढ़ने वाले. Okay. So this is called as a cache memory. Now, whenever you come to the main memory, actually this is a main memory which is directly not directly, but which is associated with the computer, or which is associated with the processor. And every one of you are familiar with that. This main memory is divided into ROM and RAM. This is divided into ROM and RAM. So hereafter, इसके बाद जो memory is easy है and you can do, I will ask you to do by yourself. I just want some features of ROM and some features of RAM. Okay, जो कुछ important features है I will explain here, but additional part please do as a homework so that I will be able to complete the syllabus and complete this particular tree diagram. Okay, so in the next page I just need to show you that when you talk about the main memory, whenever you talk about the main memory, you have RAM and you have ROM. So you are familiar with RAM. RAM is random access memory. RAM is random access memory. It is also said as read and write memory. It is read and write memory, RWM, read and write memory. Okay. Then ROM is read only memory. It is read only memory. So whenever you talk about the RAM, the RAM stores the data. The RAM stores the data which you want to access. Okay. And what about the RAM? This RAM is volatile memory. The RAM is volatile memory. That means the data, when it is retrieved, then you have the empty space available in that RAM. Okay. That means the data can be deleted. The data can be written. The data can be overwritten. Okay. So these different types of tasks can be done in the RAM. Okay. Being volatile. Okay. And what do you mean by the ROM? It is read only. That means only we can read the ROM memory. So whatever during the manufacture of the computer, what are the different essential instructions are there? So all the instructions are stored in the ROM. All the instructions are stored in the ROM. Or you can say the codes are stored in the ROM. So as a user, I do not have a provision to overwrite my ROM. I do not have a provision to overwrite my ROM. Okay. So then it becomes non-volatile. Now there is the other, the meaning of this volatile and non-volatile. It also means that whenever you are using the RAM for storing the data, if you take an example, if you are writing down some sentences in the Microsoft Word, okay, and suddenly there is a power failure, and if you have not saved the data, then that particular whatever you have written in the Microsoft Word, that will be erased. That means it is volatile because you have not saved. Because you are using the RAM. Because for storing this, we always use this particular RAM. लेकिन ROM का वैसा होता है क्या? No. If you take the C drive, most of the programs are stored in the C drive. Okay. But if you want to delete some or uninstall some program, that thing you can do. But some programs which are put up by the manufacturer, or these programs are the instructions or the codes, that we cannot delete. We cannot delete. That right is not given to us as a user. Okay, because that is the manufacturer who has stored this data or the program or the code into the ROM. We do not have the access to delete this particular program or code. Okay, that means it is non-volatile. Okay, और नॉन और वोलेटाइल का वही मतलब होता है कि इफ यू आर नॉट सेव्ड द डेटा विल बी लॉस्ट. If there is a sudden failure, power failure, okay, and your battery got discharged completely, then we cannot recover that data because it is lost. So that is also meaning of volatile memory and non-volatile memory. Now, if you take the example of RAM again, in the RAM category, we also have two types, that is SRAM and DRAM. SRAM and DRAM. Now, SRAM stands for static random access memory, and DRAM stands for dynamic random access memory. Now, you know the static का मतलब क्या होता है, the dictionary meaning, and you know the dynamic. What do you mean by dynamic? Now, in SRAM, if you talk about the SRAM, here we can store the data for longer time. Here we can store the data longer time. Here we do not have the provision for overwriting, but in the dynamic, if the memory location is used to store the data, that data can be overwritten. The data can be overwritten. Okay, that is why it is called as a dynamic. I can frequently use that particular data storage. I can frequently use that particular memory for writing and overwriting. Okay, then it is called as dynamic RAM. Something more about the static RAM and dynamic RAM. Here we are storing the data in the form of flip-flop. In the form of flip-flop. That means only one bit will be stored in one flip-flop. And you are familiar with the flip-flop. Okay. So flip-flop is what? It is a electronic, we will not say the device. It is a memory. It is a register which will store only one bit at a time. Which will store only one bit at a time. जहाँ पे सिर्फ एक ही बिट हम स्टोर कर सकते हैं एक रजिस्टर में. So here we have in SRAM we have flip flop. What about in DRAM? In DRAM mostly we have transistors. Again, we are not going into the detail of this. We are just trying to understand and the comparison between the SRAM and DRAM. Okay, but I would request you to go again more into the detail of the comparison between SRAM and DRAM and collect other information also. Okay, so here I would say that as far as SRAM is concerned, we store the single data or single bit in the flip flop. In the DRAM, that is the dynamic RAM, we are storing the bit, a single bit in what form? It is in the form of transistor or sometimes the capacitor. You will ask me that how this capacitor and transistor are actually used to store the data. Okay, so actually there is a designing aspect of this. Okay, that thing you don't have in your syllabus. Okay, in further classes you will see, you will be able to understand that how transistors and capacitors are used. क्योंकि कुछ ट्रांजिस्टर हमको फ्यूज करने पड़ते हैं, कोई कुछ ट्रांजिस्टर हमको डिफ्यूज करने पड़ते हैं. ओके, सो दैट विल गिव यू, देयर इज एन array form जहाँ पे मुझे 1 चाहिए that will be connected, और जहाँ पे मुझे 0 चाहिए then it will be disconnected. Okay, so transistors and capacitors are used in the DRAM and flip flops are used in the SRAM. Now come to this side. Now in this side, when you talk about the ROM, in ROM we have 3 more classes. In ROM we have 3 more classes. One is called as PROM. The other one is called as EPROM, and other one is E square PROM. E square PROM. Okay, so PROM stands for program. Stands for member read-only memory, and E square PROM stands for electrical erasable program read-only memory. Okay, so here P stands for programmable. Here E stands for erasable. 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 Electrical erasable. program read only memory. Now, what is the PROM? Now here, if you talk about the PROM, this PROM is a simple programmable read only memory. Okay. Now, simple programmable read only memory is where, am I audible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So PROM is a simple ROM in which the manufacturer will store the instructions, will store the code, and which cannot be erasable by the user, which cannot be erasable by the user. So that becomes a simple PROM, and it is a simple PROM. So you can see the configurations of your laptop. You can see the configurations of your desktop computers. You can see the configurations through the Google search. You will be able to see different storage capacity of PROMs. Different storage capacity of PROMs. Okay, and the important thing about the PROM is it is not erasable, which cannot be deleted. Come to the erasable now. As then the word suggests, erasable, that means I can erase. Okay, but here deleting of the particular instruction or code in the ROM is not so easy, because here the process of erasing the data or the program is done through UV rays. It is done through UV rays. Ultraviolet rays are used to erase the data in the PROM. So when such ROM, if I have, which is erasable and which can be deleted by using the ultraviolet rays, then it is called as EPROM, erasable programmable read only memory. And the third one is E2PROM, or you can say EEPROM. Here E stands for electrical erasable. Here in EPROM, we would be able to erase the data by using the ultraviolet rays, but in this particular E2PROM, we can delete the data by using the electrical signals. Okay, so here electrical signals, that is called as refreshing the memory. So whenever you refresh the memory through the electrical flashlights, that means you are deleting the particular section of the PROM. You are deleting this particular section of the PROM. Okay, so it all depends upon how you are erasing the data. If it is by UV, you say EPROM. If it is by using electrical signal, okay, or it is called as a flashing of the, or it is called as a refreshing of the memory, then it is through the E2PROM. Okay, so that is about the main memory. Now something I need to tell here, that whenever you talk about the main memory, actually these are the only main memories. Main means the important memories which we handle in the computer. But आप लोगों को ये मेन मेमोरी पता रहती है, आप लोगों को कैशे मेमोरी नहीं पता होती. That's why the cache memory plays an important role. Okay, and your cache memory along with your RAM and ROM, they come in primary memory. Please remember this. Along with your ROM and RAM, the other memory which is called as a cache memory, which I have given you an introduction of cache memory. The detail of this will be seen afterwards. Okay, so these three memories combined together will give you a primary memory. Okay, so always remember your primary memory consists of what? आपकी प्राइमरी मेमोरी जो होती है वो कैशे मेमोरी, रैम और रोम से कंबाइंड होती है. ओके, तो ये सब इम्पोर्टेंट चीज है. Now we can move to the secondary memory now. Come to the secondary memory, which I already told you, it is the speed is less and the storage is more. In this secondary memory, it is also called as auxiliary memory. And you know already these memories. In secondary memories, what are these memories? So these secondary memories I will show on the next page. Yes. So now we'll be talking about the secondary memory. Secondary memory. Now in the secondary memory, I can have 4 different classes. or categories. The first one is called as a magnetic tape. Or you can say magnetic type. Then the third one is magnetic disc. Magnetic disc. The fourth one is optical disc. Many of you must be familiar to these words. And the fourth one is flash memory. Flash memory. Okay. So we'll go one by one. The first one is magnetic type. The second one is magnetic disc. The third one is optical disc, and the fourth one is flash memory. Now, when you talk about the magnetic type, okay, I don't know how many of you have handled this particular magnetic type of memory. I will give an example. Previously, we used to, because I have handled that particular memory that is magnetic type. Your data is stored in the form of in the form of magnetic storage. Okay, and the best example is your cassettes. Okay, your audio cassettes. Okay, the previous audio cassettes. So if you see properly, there we used to have a reel-like thing. Okay, the reel, and on the reel, the data is stored in the form of magnets. Okay, so magnetic storage is seen in that particular type of device. So when you talk about the magnetic tape, okay, it is something like this. The cassette I'm talking about, you have this, and we used to have the magnetic tape, which is called on this. Okay, and one side it will go, and other side it will be collected. Okay, so your data is stored on this magnetic surface. Your data is stored in the magnetic surface. Okay, so mostly this is used for audio songs. Okay, previously, and those who have seen the VCRs. Okay, VCRs. Okay, there we used to have such type of cassette, but it is in the bigger form. It is in the bigger form. So these cassettes, VCR cassettes, are where you can see video as well as you can hear the audios. Okay, so VCR in which audio as well as video, both the forms can be available. Both forms are available. In the audio cassettes, it is purely audio. There is no video. Okay, so what I mean to say that your data is stored in this form on the magnetic surface. So this is a reel where it is made up of magnetic surface. Okay, now something more about this magnetic type is that that was actually the drawback. This particular data, if I have to access, the data will be accessed sequentially, which is not seen in today's scenario. Now, I will give an example. If I'm talking about this particular audio cassette, okay, and if this audio cassette consists of 5 songs, okay, and at present if I am at song number 3, and if I have to play the first song, then I have to reverse back from 3 to 2 and from 2 to 1. So this is called as a sequential. There is a sequential access. But in today's case, we can directly jump from third song to the first song. That is called as a random. So we can randomly access any of the data. Okay, we can access the data randomly. इसलिए ये जो RAM भी बोलते हैं ना, random access memory, इसका मतलब भी यही होता है, random. This is more important. Random means you can access any memory location. You can access any memory location provided you know the address of that memory location. अभी यहाँ पे sequential की जरूरत नहीं है. मुझे ये memory location को address करना है, मैं नीचे से ऊपर जाऊंगा फिर यहाँ पे पहुंचूंगा, ऐसा नहीं होता. If I know the address, your program counter will directly go here. Okay, so random access, that means accessing the memory randomly, not sequentially. So take an example of here. If I have to go from third song to the first song, I can skip my second song. So this is called random. And under the sequential, I have to go from third to second and second to one. So this is called as a sequential. This is called as sequential. So whenever you talk about the magnetic tape, just a minute. Okay, I think it is that page is lost. So your secondary memory, I have told you magnetic type. Okay, so here I was talking about that we could access the data sequentially. So sequential access is important. It is not the random access, but it is sequential access. Okay, so that was about the magnetic type. Then come to the next one. The next one is about the magnetic disk. Magnetic disk. Now here also the storage is in the on the magnetic surface. Okay, but there is a difference between the magnetic type, or we can say here we used to use the tape, but here in magnetic disk, okay, we are actually having the storage capacity which is more. We have the more storage capacity. Okay, in this magnetic disk we have two types. One is called as HDD and other one is called as FDD. And most of you know this. HDD means it is a hard disk drive. It is a hard disk drive. Okay, and FDD stands for floppy disk drive. Floppy disk drive. Okay. Now, whenever you talk about the hard disk drive, you will see this HDD in the computer, or you will see this in your laptop. Okay, and it is available in terabytes. The capacity is more. It is available in the terabytes. Okay, the HDD, it is available in your laptops. It is available in your it is available in your desktop computer, and actually this HDD it is made up of aluminum. The outer surface is made up of aluminum, and inside you have this particular magnetic disk. Okay, you have this particular magnetic disk. Okay, तो एक ऐसा HDD ये रहता है एल्यूमिनियम का एक कवरिंग रहता है, and inside you have disk. Inside you have a disk. Okay, and this disk rotates at its axis. At this axis it will rotate. It will rotate at this axis. And if you see this magnetic disk, it has many tracks. It has many tracks. It has many sectors. Okay, so let me tell you the track and sector. If these are the called as a track, and these are called as sectors. Sectors. Okay, and these are called as tracks. So there are many tracks and many sectors in the HDD. Okay, and you know that each sector is of the size of 512 MB, and each sector is of the size of 512 MB. Okay, I'm talking about the size of every sector. So there are many sectors in the tracks, and each sector is of 512 MB. Okay, and your HDD, this magnetic disk, will rotate against this axis. Okay, and at what speed? The speed may vary from 5,000 to 8,000 RPM. The speed may vary from 5,000 to 8,000 RPM. Okay, so the capacity goes till terabyte. It goes with terabyte, and this is usually you will find in the desktop computers, hard disk, okay, hard disk drive, and you should know this track and sectors, okay. And then comes the FDD. Then comes the FDD. In FDD also, you know, that is floppy disk drive. Floppy disk drive. I don't know how many of you have handled this also, because I have used this, and I know this. In floppy disk drive, there are two. One is called as a mini floppy disk, and other one is called as a micro floppy disk. अब ये भी कैसा होता है, I will show you. ये भी कुछ ऐसे टाइप का होता है, ओके. यहाँ पे एक छोटा सा ये होता है, and we can insert this floppy in the floppy disk drive. ओके. अगर आप डेस्कटॉप कंप्यूटर यूज कर रहे हो तो अभी भी है ना, यू कुड सी देयर इज अ स्लॉट. आगे से आप फ्लॉपी डालने के लिए एक स्लॉट होता है, ओके. आपके डेस्कटॉप कंप्यूटर, आपका जो ये होता है कैबिनेट होता है, कैबिनेट, देयर इज अ स्लॉट टू इंसर्ट योर फ्लॉपी डिस्क, ओके. सो दैट आप जो इंसर्ट करते हो वो कुछ ऐसे फॉर्म में होता है, वो कुछ ऐसे फॉर्म में होता है, ओके. और यहाँ पे एक छोटा सा नॉच भी होता है. अगर ये नॉच मैं लेफ्ट को करता हूँ तो आई वुड प्रोटेक्ट दिस फ्लॉपी डिस्क फ्रॉम ओवर राइटिंग, और उसको अगर मैं राइट में करता हूँ तो आई कैन ओवर राइट, आई कैन राइट ऑन दिस पर्टिकुलर फ्लॉपी डिस्क, ओके. So that is the way. There is a notch can be used to left and right, but now this has become obsolete. You will hardly see in some of the shops, okay. लेकिन आप कभी जाते हो तो पूछना कि फ्लॉपी डिस्क मुझे चाहिए बताओ, तो इसकी भी साइज छोटी और बड़ी होती है. So that depending upon the size, you have mini and you have micro, okay. So as far as mini is concerned, okay, it has the storage capacity of 1.44 MB. It has a storage capacity of 1.44 MB, and for micro it is 2.88 MB. It is 2.88 MB, okay. तो पहले यूज होते थे, अभी इसकी साइज कम होने के कारण, तो and mostly it is used to store the documents and you know the text format documents. हम images ज़्यादा स्टोर नहीं कर सकते थे because of size. It is 1.44 MB only, okay. So that was the case. And in this, if you see here also there is a disk, you know, इसलिए तो इसको disk बोलते हैं. There is a rotation, happening. There is a rotation happening at the axis. Although when you talk about the mini, the rotation is of 360 RPM. It is of the 360 RPM, and for this 2.88 it is more than 360 RPM. It is more than 360 RPM, okay. Mini and micro depending upon the size and the storage capacity. When you see mini, it is 1.44, and for micro it is 2.88, okay. तो ये फ्लॉपी की साइज भी बड़ी होती थी और छोटी वाली भी होती थी, ओके. तो साइज अगर छोटी है we say it as a mini. साइज जरा सी बड़ी है तो we say as micro, and depending upon the size you have a storage capacity. It is 2.88 and here it is 1.4, okay. So that is about FDD. Disk बोले तो the rotating disk, ये important है. तो it can be either HDD or it can be FDD, okay. So that is about this magnetic disk. Then come to this magnetic disk हो गया. Then you have optical disk. Optical disk. अभी optical disk में we actually have the disk, but that is read through the optical, because optical sensors are there on the disk, okay. And to give an example, you are familiar with that. You have four. One is called as CD, the other one is called as DVD, the other one is called as Blu-ray disc, and the last one is called as HVD. That is holographic versatile disc. So CD stands for compact disc, okay. Let me show you on the fresh page. So you have CD, you have DVD, you have Blu-ray disc, and you have HVD. So as far as CD is concerned, okay, it is a compact disc. It is a compact disc, and you know the size is of 700 to 750 MB. The storage capacity I'm talking about. If you talk about DVD, all these looks the same. लेकिन कुछ चीजें से हम उसको डिफरेंशिएट कर सकते हैं, ओके. वो क्या है मैं आपको बताता हूँ. डीवीडी में अगर हम बात करते हैं तो दिस इज कॉल्ड एज अ डिजिटल वर्सेटाइल डिस्क, and the size cap, the storage capacity is 4.7 GB to 17 GB. Such is the storage capacity of DVD. और दोनों को अगर मुझे आपने दो सीडीज दिया और आपने मुझे बताया कि सर आइडेंटिफाई विच इज सीडी एंड विच इज डीवीडी, आपको यू हैव टू सी द सरफेस ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर सीडी जहाँ पे यू नो द ट्रैक्स आर मोर, द ट्रैक्स आर डेंसली सिचुएटेड, इट इज कॉल्ड एज अ डीवीडी. और जहाँ पे ट्रैक्स लूजली है और डेंसली नहीं है, देन इट इज सीडी. So that is the way how you can identify your DVD and CD. और जहाँ पे tracks और sectors बहुत closely है और densely है, that is why the capacity is more. It is 4.7 GB से लेके 17 GB. और जहाँ पे loosely है, because the tracks and sectors are less, that is why the capacity is 700 से लेके 750 MB. So that is how you can recognize between the DVD and the CD. Okay, so that was the point. Then comes the Blu-ray disc. ये भी बहुत महंगी होती है. ओके, अगर हम सीडी से डीवीडी एचवीडी की तरफ जाते हैं, the price goes on increasing. ओके, तो Blu-ray disc में actually it is using the same principle of optical rays, but here it is through the Blu-ray, blue ultraviolet ray. That means more the information is stored in a very compact manner because of the blue ultraviolet rays. तो इसलिए इसकी कैपेसिटी ज्यादा होती है. इट इज till 50 GB तक ये कैपेसिटी जाती है, because we are storing the data in the form of in the optical form by using the Blu-ray, and it is so compactly stored on the disk that we can store up to 50 GB. And it is a holographic versatile disk. This is also the latest technology we have. Here we go from more than that. It is from 3.5 to 5 terabyte. It is more than that. Okay, holographic versatile disk. You can Google search all these disks and see the images. Blue RD कैसा दिखता है, HVD कैसा दिखता है, DVD कैसा दिखता है. You see all this particular the images. So all these four will come under optical disk. Okay, optical disk, because it is made up of polycarbonated disk. Okay, and data is stored in ones and zeros, because it is a digital format. हम यहाँ पे एनालॉग सिग्नल स्टोर नहीं करते, हम यहाँ पे डिजिटल वंस एंड जीरोस में ही आपका डेटा स्टोर होता है. सो हियर the optical discs are made up of polycarbonate disk. Okay, and the data is stored in the form of ones and zeros, and because of that we can have the capacity till 5 terabytes if you talk about HVD. Okay, so that was about the this one. I think it is 2:18. Just 2 minutes more, I will complete this. So optical हो गया. Then you have the last one, that is a flash memory. Now you are familiar with the flash memory. As far as flash memory is concerned, okay, flash memory. So whenever you talk about the flash memory, this is last part which is left. Now actually these flash memory are portable. Portable means you can handle with you can carry this particular memory with you, and you are familiar with that. We have many. One is the USB. So don't say USB, it is pen drive. It is a pen drive. You know what is a pen drive? What does it has? Pen drive contains the chips. It contains the chip in which your data is stored in the form of ones and zeros. Okay, and the other one is memory card. In this memory card also we have SD, and you have micro SD. Okay, you have SD card and you have micro SD card. Okay, so in SD and micro SD also we have small chips on particular the surface, the particular material, and that can be inserted in your in your mobile phones, and that can be accessed. Okay, so it is memory card. Okay, and the pen drive, you are familiar with that. you have different the storage capacity. So you can just Google search and you can see the different storage capacities of the pen drive. Okay. The important thing is it is a flash memory. It is portable. It can be written. It can be overwritten. It can be erased. It can be deleted many times. It can be deleted, overwritten many times. Okay. That is why it is called as a portable flash memory. It is called as a portable flash memory. I think this is for today. This is for today. But before I go, if you see the second part, सिलेबस में अगर हम ये देखते हैं ना, मैं आपको ये बता देता हूँ. Just give me 2 minutes more, I will wind up. Yes, if you see here, we have seen the classification of memory, primary and secondary. If you see the types of semiconductor memories, तो semiconductor memories की जब हम बात करते हैं ना, so in semiconductor memories actually we have you have 4 types. Out of this, first is ROM, second is RAM, the third one is sequential memory. अब sequential memory मैंने जो magnetic बोला था, that is the one which is here. But all these are made up of semiconductor or the electronic devices which are used to store the digital data. And the other one is CAM. So that is called as a content addressable memory. Content addressable memory. Okay. तो या इसके भी आपको क्लासेस पता है, इसके भी आपको क्लासेस पता है. Sequential, you can just write down what do you mean by sequential. Okay. And for this CAM, this is a content address memory. You just Google search and take the information about this CAM. Okay. So I think for semiconductor, what are the types of semiconductor? If it is asked, you should know the ROM, RAM, sequential memory, and CAM. Already we have covered this. Sequential is related with the magnetic tape. Okay, where the access of the memory is sequentially. That is why it is called a sequential memory. And just Google search about the content addressable memory. So in this way, I would say that 2.1 and 2.2 we have completed. Provided you do whatever I have given you as a homework. In the next fresh lecture, this is a cache memory which I need to tell you in detail. So 2.3 and 2.4 is important. ये तो मुझे आपको बताना था to give you the introduction of memory system. Okay. आप खुद से भी कर सकते थे, but I thought that I should just give you the broad understanding to give you a holistic idea. So that's why I've taken this 2.1 and 2.2. Important is cache and its last one. Okay. So this thing I will try to complete in one lecture. Otherwise, max to max 2 lectures. Okay, that is for all for today. Any questions you have? Any questions you have? चलेगा क्या सब?
No sir.
Okay.
No sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Okay, if you don't have questions, then attendance हो गया क्या?
सर वो पता नहीं क्योंकि मैं भी डिस्कनेक्ट हुआ था. नितिन सर आए कि नहीं पता नहीं. एक्सटेंशन से ले सकता हूँ सर.
हाँ ले लो एक्सटेंशन से ले लो योगेश.
तो आज सर नहीं एक दिन अटेंडेंस छोड़ दिया तो एक दिन क्योंकि बहुत लोग
अच्छा
ये नहीं कर पाए ना. ठीक है
नो प्रॉब्लम. ठीक है चलेगा.
हाँ सर थैंक यू.
लेकिन बाकी के एक और लास्ट के 2 लेक्चर्स बाकी है, उसमें ये बाकी का एक्सक्यूज मत देना प्लीज. ठीक है ना?
हाँ सर ठीक है.
ओके. टेक केयर. सी यू. बाय बाय.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Enjoy your tea along with the weather outside.
Thank you, sir.
Bye bye.
Yes, sir.